to Bear Lifestyle, the podcast where we talk about taboo topics to make them normal and acceptable. I'm your host, Simona Spark, and I'm so happy that you are here. We are about to get naked by stripping away insecurities, judgments, and all kinds of limitations to reveal the essence of who we really are, Bear. Bold, authentic, radical, express. Let's go. Welcome to Bear Lifestyle. Oh my God, I'm so happy you're here. Let's start with celebrations. Celebrating myself, celebrating you, and everyone who listens and watches this. I'm celebrating with water because nothing says aliveness and vitality better than water. And that's what this episode is about. So cheers. Yes, you might have noticed this is episode 100. 100 weeks, 100 consecutive weeks showing up here. So I want to take a moment to thank you. Thank you for listening, for coming back. Thank you for following for a while. Thank you for arriving here for the first time. You know, I created this space for you and for me. So for us to have a conversation about the different taboo topics. And I want to thank you for your time listening to this podcast, for sharing with your friends, for your comments, for your feedbacks. They're all appreciated, and I'm very, very grateful. So today, on this 100th anniversary, I just want to talk about aliveness and vitality. Lately, I keep seeing this word, vitality, and I don't know about you, but I'm a big sucker for science and symbolism. And again, I get to make my own meaning about what things mean to me and how I want to tune into the energy. And I invite you to do the same for yourself if that feels right. And I really think about what this vitality is about. What is it that we could do to actually feel alive, right? And it always gets me back to pleasure. And look, we are not talking about sexual pleasure and all that. Just stay with me, like pleasure. The pleasure that we are experiencing in any circumstance, right? Regardless if you are just having a good nap or a good night's sleep, the pleasure that you feel in your body with that. Enjoying the food that you are eating. I was really contemplating on what feeling alive means to me. This year, I know I chose the beginning of the year among many other things. I decided for myself that no matter what life threw at me, no matter if I have a good day or a bad day, it is my responsibility, and I decided to find even a moment, if it's all I could find in a day, where I truly feel in my body that I am alive. So think about how easy it is for us to just brush over a whole day. We have things to do, we run around, we have responsibilities, there are families, there are kids, there are errands to run, there's different meetings and things to handle at work and whatnot, right? And I just want to invite you to, at least at the end of the day, to just pause for a minute and to search for the moments in a day where you actually felt that you are living your life. So what those moments are the moments where you were truly present. That's how we miss our life. And I say we because I want to believe that I'm not alone in this. How many days and maybe weeks, maybe months up until now we missed just because we are not present. And that's okay. Because probably we are not aware. Probably we never learned this. Probably We were not encouraged, or we are not allowed to just pause and take life in. But now that we are having this conversation, I hope that you can ignore it. And I hope that you're going to take a minute to think, for how long have I lived my life today? Was I present in one conversation? Was I present throughout the day? Or did I miss my life today because I was too busy handling stuff, right? So here's what I want to invite you. On this 100 episode, I want to talk with you again, if you've been here before, about the gong. So back in the summer, when I started practicing yoga, I did a yoga meditation gong, which is showing up every day, doing a yoga practice for 100 consecutive days. So why do we call it a gong? Because when and if you skip a day, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. But next day gets to be day number 1. So the gongs goes off and you start all over. So that's the difference between a gong or a challenge. You know, there's a lot of like 100-day challenge or 30 days challenge or whatever we find out there. So I want to invite you to open a presence, living your life gong. And again, I'm going to invite you to create a menu of things, activities that you enjoy, that help you be present in your body, and that will let you know that you're actually living your life, right? You are not missing your life. Meditation, it's a wonderful practice because it really gets us present and in our body. But I want to extend that out of the meditative state into just, let's have a little bit of fun. Let's smile more. Let's laugh more. I mean, life is hard sometimes. It's, you know, we're not going to change that. We can't stop challenges. We can't stop life. Life is going to happen with or without our approval. What we can do is to actually be present, and even in hard times and challenging times, to be grounded in our life, so we have the ability to look at all the pieces in order to find a solution to move through it, right? So one thing that I want to talk about here is to see if this is your case. When good events happen or bad events happen, regardless, you know, they're both part of life. The tendency is to detach ourselves from the event. And I want to invite you to pay attention to how do you talk about this event, like with your family or with your friends. You know, you have let's say you went to a party and you have a good time. So pay attention to how do you describe that. Or you went to a date and was just romantic and fabulous. Again, pay attention to how do you describe that to your friends. And the things that I notice is people have the tendency to describe the facts. We did this and we went there and then he said that and then I said this, right? And what we are doing there, we kind of detach ourselves from what happened, when actually that event include us. So what I wanted to pay attention to is see if you could change the language and focus on the feelings. Like, how did I feel in that experience? Like, when he said that, how does that make me feel? When I said this, how does he feel and such? Because that is a in-body experience, and that's how we get to live the life. Instead of just saying the facts, it's very, very in our mind, and we just kind of detach from it. So it's like, you know, you read a book and you just tell somebody the story, but in this case it's your story. You actually live that experience. So what I'm inviting you to do is to embody that experience, because it's yours, it's part of your life. So see if this works for you. I'm personally quite overwhelmed with the way that life happened this year so far. There are many parts in my life there that feels they're moving really fast, and other parts feel like they're just stagnant. And I mean, that's okay, that's alive. If anything, this practice of being present, and for me, it started with meditation, but I'm really doing my best to be present in every moment throughout my day as much as I can, because I get distracted like anybody else. But one thing that I discover that it might help you to hear that is being present, even on my own with another person or in my business. What that does, it's giving me the ability to open myself more for more options, for more possibilities, to receive more, to experience more. And as I do that, I got to notice those little pieces, they're still in hiding, because as deep as we go, doesn't matter what the inner work is, and does not matter what the intention is, as deep as we go, two things are happening. One, our horizon open up more, so we get to see more, so we get to desire more, so we actually expand our desires and our views and our wants. And the other thing that happens is we are reaching deeper levels of hiding. So once again, I'm no longer surprised, because I understand the mechanics and how this works every time we evolve and we reach a new level, but surprised by the fact like, I still have some parts where I'm hiding. There are still some parts of me that are like, the guards are up. Why? Because I don't want to be hurt. So that's where the paradox is. We open up more and more, and we let in everything, because we let in the love and the hurt and the challenges. Like we don't get to pick and choose what we let in. We open up to life. The life is gonna come in, like all of it. And then we get to discover those deepest parts where we are still hiding, where we develop, I don't know about we, but I know I did, develop such sophisticated strategies of not letting myself to be fully open. And at this time in my life, at this level in my life, when I say open to life, for me is like open for living. Like, did I really truly live? Did I really truly feel this experience? And am I trusting myself enough to allow myself to fully feel? And yes, I have a daily intention to feel joy and happiness and pleasure. And I know that while I'm fully open, I will receive the other emotions too, hurt and pain and sadness. But do I trust myself to navigate through those feelings? Do I trust myself to just embrace them all and truly be grateful for this human experience of living those emotions? It's part of living. Can you imagine to be alive and never laugh out loud? Can you imagine never experience sadness or compassion or even pain, and experience the feeling that goes into a healing journey, to just watch yourself moving from pain to anger to disappointment to neutral space, and then sliding into just calm and peace and joy and happiness, whatever the emotional scale look like for you for each event. That's what I want to go deeper. I mean, I tiptoeing around the concept, at a mental level. I understand it, and for the past few years I really got to experience it. And I just wonder how much more alive would I feel when all guards are down. It's very exciting and scary, right? So I just want to invite you to start this gong with me of vitality and aliveness, 100 days. setting attention in the morning to live life, to be present in our life, regardless if you go to work or with friends or in a grocery store, like really acknowledge that person in front of you, make a connection. We get to make every move in our life a meaningful move, regardless if you just go for a walk, to grab a coffee, stop and take life in. And if there are days that you cannot do that, maybe in the end of the day, you get to contemplate and really search for the moments, for the hours, for the events that you could say, yes, I live in that conversation. I was present in it. And again, if there is one day that you didn't experience the present and like really being in your life, living your life, the gong goes off. And next day is day one. I mean, what's the worst thing could happen? You're just gonna be happy every day and be present every day? Let's do this. Let's do this. That's my rant for this episode. I know it started very celebratory and now it's just kind of like a calm energy, but that's how I feel right now. I just want to be present. I just want to be solid and certain in this moment. It's just it brings so much joy. It's like this internal pleasure of presence. So I want to cheer you for being here, and again inviting you to live your life, to be aware of living your life, savor every moment of it, and go ahead and have a bear experience every single day for at least the next 100 days. Cheers, everyone. And this is where we landed. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And if you enjoyed the show, make sure you leave me a review to let me know. For more bear experiences, please go to simonaspark.com/bear and follow us on Instagram at simonasparkworld. I can't wait to have you back. Until then, be bear, bold, authentic, radical, expressed. See you next time.